let's talk a little bit about Fashion for Conservation. So you have an organization that you run called Fashion for Conservation that I think really embodies a lot of what we're talking about and a lot about moving forward in a really nice direction and vision for moving forward. So can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, actually, moving forward, we're going to be rebranding Fashion for Conservation.
Okay.
And it's affiliated now, the brand, with what we used to do, which was more of a fashion forward, high fashion couture look at sustainable designers. So these designers that were very thoughtful and care about the environment, they would come to us with their portfolio and we would work with them to create pieces inspired by different environmental campaigns. London is one of our favorite cities. That's where we launched Elephantasia. That was a collection of 15 designers who made silhouettes inspired by the elephant. So that was really interesting. The reception has been really good for that. But about a year ago, I started to feel like our mission was overtaken by the glitz and the glamour of the parties and the social media. And all that impact of image seemed lost to me without a true voice and mission. And so that's when I started to feel like the core substance of what we do needed to change. And instead of promoting this accessible fashion between the price points of like $700 to $1,400, I wanted to do something that did more for the environment and for women. So what we are starting to do now is focus more on the Artisan Initiative, and that is based in Peru. We've always worked with this organization that's tried to do research in Peru, prevent deforestation, support migrant communities who live there. And so what we're doing now is we're working with the women along the Amazon River, and they're producing pieces by getting microloans from us for the equipment to make them. So they'll weave handbags, they'll find beads to create bracelets, earrings, necklaces. They use scales from the pesh fish to make earrings and paint on them. And there's been really good reception for promoting that handcraft aspect. Also, the women are now exposed to a greater global market. It's been tough for them to have sales restricted just to their community. It's very small, and the only people who tend to visit are those during the tourist season. So the rest of the year, which is about 9 months, they don't really see any traction at all. I think what's also come out of this unexpectedly is that the men in the communities, it's still a somewhat misogynistic culture just by virtue of what they know. And in the seasons where tourists come, men will actually put down their own outdoor laboring type of work and go and collect beads and help women set up their weaving stand. So it's been, I think, a real progressive movement for women, even in a culture that doesn't know that that's happening all the way else in the world. And we're working with a couple artisan boutiques in Seattle who are carrying our pieces. They also carry those from other artisans around the world. So we get exposure to what that process is like elsewhere. And that's been really eye-opening for me. And